All right, let's get to one more call. We've got John. Hello, John.
By all means, call me Quinn.
Quinn. All right, we will call. I was told John, but we will call you
Quinn. I typed in Quinn. There we go.
Somebody's getting fired. That's it. That's it. I've just about had it. Well, I like the background, and you've got a great radio voice, and I sense something powerful coming our way.
Well, let's see. Well, first off, Rich on the farm forgot to say last week, so on his behalf,
yes,
long-time listener, first-time caller.
There you go. Now we're going old school radio. Okay.
And I thank God for all of you, all the encouragement. This past year, I actually just got my diamond in the locals community today.
Oh, so nice.
We happy to support the community back.
Oh, I appreciate that. So yeah, we're doing badges. If you've been in the community for a year, you now get a badge showing that you've been around. That's awesome. That's awesome. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Hill Country, Texas, about an hour outside Austin.
How's it going over there? I feel like Austin keeps spreading and the weirdness is like starting to seep in.
Hour and 15-minute drive away. So far enough away from the craziness. I live in the mountains.
Right.
Nice, it's absolutely beautiful out here.
Great. So what's on your mind?
All right. Question-wise, well, one with the home studio. I was wondering how you and Isabel, how'd you make it the place you wanted to work from on day-to-day basis? Whether it be your current studios or the ones you had in the past.
Sure. Isabel, why don't you take that one first?
I mean, I'm very much still a novice into the home studio world. I built out my home studio a little over a year ago, and it moved with me from Arizona to Florida. So we switched some things up, and I probably will reinvent the whole thing 20 times over. But I took a lot of inspiration from the video game streaming world about including little mementos or little things that speak to your personality. So you'll find my book in the background or pictures of me and my family. There's a lightsaber behind me, which is so silly and stupid, but just little things about me and my personality I think shines through in my content, and it makes this a really fun place to sit down and then rewatch all of the content that I get to make out of it. In terms of all of the nuts and bolts and technology, that's something I'm still learning a whole lot about, but I'll tell you, if you're looking to build a home studio, YouTube is your friend with good suggestions on equipment and cameras and microphones and all of that.
And Isabel, that's your spare bedroom in your condo, right?
It is the spare bedroom of my apartment. It's nothing fancy over here. Believe me, you'd walk in and be like, this is where she makes videos every day, but it's a fun place to be.
So this studio, which obviously is, I don't know how many studios I've had at this point. It's been a lot of studios that we've built over the years, and I was sort of one of the first guys doing the home studio thing and all that. This one's in our garage, so we took 2 bays of the garage, and I don't have much room for bikes or extra stuff in the house anymore. But we built this. Connor, you want to throw maybe to the other angle as well? It's funny, I mentioned this once or twice when we launched this studio, but the angle that you're seeing right now, if the camera's over there, that angle was originally going to be the main angle. So my desk was going to go this way and I was going to be facing this. And we were like, it's a little dark. It's not quite, like I just wasn't quite loving it. And then the day before we were going to launch the show and I just wasn't fully feeling it, the desk, because we were moving things around, the desk happened to be in this sort of angular fashion. And I sat down and the camera happened to be on. And I said to Connor, I was like, Connor, look at this. Would you look at this? And then I saw this beautiful shot where we had so much contrast and different texture and darkness and lightness and, the LEDs over there. And one very cool thing is that, so the stone that you're seeing behind me, these are like 2x4 panels that are disconnected. If you can see, you might just be able to see a little bit of a line in between them. And they actually don't match at all. But my sister-in-law, who's an incredible artist, who actually did this painting over my shoulder here, she painted on top of the marble to make it look like it's one contiguous thing. It's like hard to believe that she actually did that. But if you're looking to build a studio, I would say don't skimp. Don't skimp. You're going to have to spend a little bit of cash. Probably not as much as I spent on this thing, but you want to get the lighting right. I've got lights down there and I've got lights up there. We've got, I don't know, about 40 sound panels in here. Go back to the other shot for a second, Connor. These panels over here, these slat panels, these actually are soundproof as well. We did the LED strips ourselves. We really spared no expense. And I think the proof is in the pudding. What kind of show do you do or are you trying to do?
Well, I do a lot of DIY builds. I do some commentary and reviews. I've done some I do some woodworking builds.
Nice. What kind of DIY stuff are you doing?
A lot of around the house stuff. The last 3 weeks worth of videos was me chasing a field rat around, trying to trap it with different types of traps. And I have my German Shepherd Ellie trying to find it, digging up the holes. I'm throwing down smoke sticks to try to get him out of there. Haven't seen him in the last week, so it might have worked.
I love that.
I don't know exactly what kind of studio you would need for chasing the rat around the house, but
well, I am trying to do some in studio stuff and a lot of outdoor stuff, just as a reminder to people to get outside. And we can't be on these screens all the time and constantly consuming all the stuff online. So some of the videos that I'm doing is a lot of outdoor stuff, do it yourself. We can't all afford to replace stuff when things go wrong. So how you going to fix it? Fail, get back up, do it again, and never give up.
You actually just took the last thing the words out of my mouth, which were that I would say if you're just starting all this channel, first off, it seems like you're passionate about it. That's like the number one thing for sure. The second thing is just don't worry about the numbers. Like you just can't worry about the numbers, because what'll happen is you could do 10 videos and they could have 6 views, 8 views, and 3 of those views could be you or your mom. But then one day you get a video with 200 views, and then suddenly you're like, whoa, that video got 4,000 views. What happened there? And then it just starts feeding itself. And
as far as I'm
there's algorithmic.
concerned, this is a start of a 10-year journey. I've spent the last 10 years subcontracting work behind the scenes in video, creating videos for other people and other businesses. And so I decided, and God kind of led me with the encouragement of everybody from the locals community, in fact, that I should get in front of the camera and start making my own videos. So I appreciate
I'm very glad to hear that.
You're creating an army of streamers. You don't even realize it.
You guys can all replace me one day. That'll be all right. Like,
no,
you know what?
No.
When I'm ready to get out of the game
behind you.
Oh, well, either way, when I'm ready to get out of the game, it's like I could just hand the channel to somebody, Justin and Luke may not want to do this. I don't know, they'd have to find a Rubin, and we'd just figure it out.
Quick fun question for you.
Yes.
Dave, are you okay with Clyde Drexler getting his championship in Houston, or would you have preferred he got it in Portland?
Oh, now you're like going to my heart. So that ball that's above me right over there, that's a Clyde Drexler signed ball that was from a Trailblazers game, I think in 1992. But that was the year that they lost to Michael Jordan. It's the very horrible game 1 with Michael Jordan and the shrug as he ripped Clyde's heart out of his body on television live. Clyde, obviously, he was a 10-time All-Star, went to the finals twice with the Blazers. It didn't happen, but it's a beautiful story what ends up happening to Clyde, because he grew up in Houston, went to college in Houston with Hakeem, Phi Slamma Jamma, plays 12 years in Portland, twice to the finals, doesn't happen, then gets traded back to Houston where his family has a barbecue and he has so many roots there and everything else. And he becomes the hometown hero, coming back, playing that half season with them. They were the number 6 seed. I think they're the lowest seed to ever win a championship. And they swept Shaq and the Magic. How'd I do on that, Brock? That's some good NBA history for you, right? So yeah, I am just fine with it. And I thank you for the question.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me, and back to you.
But he is a radio pro. There you go.
Isabel, I love it.
I think we've done everything we can do today.
I know, including inspiring other people to do this. So not much else to say after that.
Well, then goodbye.
All right.
See?